Good night. I'm going to talk about the social penetration theory. The social penetration theory is based on being able to explain currently the difference between that occur in a communication in relation to deepening on interpersonal relationships. The theory was developed in the 1973 by psychologists Irwin Altman and Dalmas Taylor. In itself, what the theory wants to affirm is that a relationship is started, but in order to deepen in it, it is necessary to be able to use self-disclosure, which consists in five stages: orientation stage, exploratory affective stage, stable stage, and the penetration. That five stage follows a chronological order, which means that in order to intimate a relationship, it is necessary to follow the order. Otherwise, the relationship will be stagnant. A practical example is where people manage to establish their relationship by mentioning facts or simple details of their life through the conversation. Then, as the relationship, or in this case, the conversation grows, we notice that we manage to slow down and rate self disclosure as we become more intimate in our conversation. Self disclosure allows other people to penetrate the most intimate person. That achieve that the person with whom they are trying to intimate can discover their innermost self. The most classical example theory shows the grow up people in a room where it's mentioned that the new participants exchange names, being fraternized, or the other hand, they mention a couple who are talking intimately with each other, friends who have known each other for some time discuss a problem, and finally we have another couple separating from the group who do not want to interact with others. What these examples want to say is how you will be able to have a social penetration in a group, so that everyone can be intimate with each other and there is no exclude in the group. At the moment of describing for the first time the process of self-disclosure, Altman Taylor managed to provide a very relevant example of what theory of social penetration is about with an onion, in which a person who will work with the layers to be able to apply the personal interaction, to be able to reach the nucleus of the person. Following the example of people compared with onions, the layers that have represent the superficial information that a person shows first impression, where we can only know the superficial things that the person think, and uh, physical appearance, which is not enough information to know the person. Meanwhile, we are going to peel the onion. We can associate deeper layers, the change of being a superficial information, something more intimate of the person, such as feeling, thoughts, etc. The five previous stage of that we mentioned before is one, orientation. It is the first impression we have toward people. Communicators often analyze people by themselves, physical appearance, and mentioning non-intimate facts about themselves. Second, affective with exploratory. Affective exploratory. In this stage, communicators tends to reveal mostly the information of themselves, in which is related to the person who is trying to intimate. Therefore, responds to the retain and collect as much information as possible. Then we have affective. The communicators begin to deepen more into the conversation and private communication. This stage is where the communicators are more comfortable. In addition, romantic relations tend to develop in this stage. Stable, the communicators at this point are able to share upper conversation with where they are comfortable and can predict how the other person is reacting to the types of information, because a connection is present and a high confidence level. And the last one is deep penetration, and of course when the communicators perceive that the person of a stage of self-disclosure managed to overcome its benefits. It is there that the communicator decides to withdraw, terminate the relationship. Despite the beginnings, the stages are to be linear, to become cyclical with the passage of time. Several psychological studies claims that intimate relationships can be changed from the stage in different situations or even drastically. However, this is not possible, that the theory of social penetration is not effective, but also is a person who must agree, be able to be in a stage where you feel the most comfortable, also affecting unstable people. The I would say that the connection between interpersonal skills and social penetration theory is fascinating because both social and interpersonal skills are the reasons why all human relationships are intimated and negotiated, maintained, transformed, or even dissolved. Um, Interpersonal skills are usually associated with social skills, and the theory of what saying is based on being able to achieve the social penetration in this sense that we can connect with the person we are talking to until we reach a certain level of intimacy where there is already connection and trust and above all stability. If we do not achieve certain security when we can communicate with another person, and instead of security we show fear, we will never be able to efficiently apply social penetration theory. Um, if it is about building successful relationships, this implies a mutual exchange between friends or partners. Also, self-disclosure may be limited in the first two stages. However, it cannot be made faster. There is also, in the theory of social penetration, indicates that self-disclosure, which is frequent when we say too much of something, which can embarrass in us and eliminate the relationship we must maintain. Um, the theory of social penetration depends mainly on the positive association between disclosure and the degree to which couples engage emotionally in the relationship. Therefore partners that freely disclose more information to each other have greater satisfaction in relationship stability. Mm, Another point to keep in mind is a relationship that has a change of information, because there is no way to be able to have an intimate conversation, and if one keeps talking about superficial things that happen in our life without giving depth to the conversation at the same time that it will be ripple in the negative way, if we want to use this theory, sorry. The extent of the self-disclosure and the intensity with which it is about engaging in a conversation serve as an operational measure of social penetration. I would say we have strengths and weaknesses. The strength will be improvement in the personal skills, improvement in social skills, easy to start conversation, ability to know when we should stop intimate with a person, and the weakness will be inadequate self-disclosure. If you fail, it is since a lack of interpersonal skills. And after having made a comparative table about the strengths and weaknesses in the social penetration theory, I have been able to deduce the following conclusions. First, after having made our comparative analysis about the strengths and weaknesses that we have been able to detect with the social penetration theory, we can notice the relevance that it has at present in order to be better able to cope with any situation, as long as we keep in mind the stage of self-disclosure to be able to put into practice our interpersonal skills, and in that way we can continue to improve them in any situation that one have to manage. The second would be the social skills have a fundamental role in our work, because it is one of the most relevant factors that we have been able to deduce, that is applying this theory. Without social skills, we wouldn't be able to like an onion to which the layers cannot be peeled. Where we will be not let anyone see our exterior, or only superficial layers that does not have much relevance in we seek intimacy. And the third one, the last one, is social skills are known to influence the experience of everyday interaction quality. That means that the quality of our interaction with a person depends solely on our social and interpersonal skills. Thank you very much.